Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back if you're new. Hi, my name is Shani, I'm 24 and I live and work in London as a consultant. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I save money as a graduate living in London and what changes I've actually made to do that and what are the hacks of saving money, not spending as much. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So before I actually start sharing these ways with you, I wanted to say that I'm currently in a season of my life where my primary goal is to save as much as I possibly can and invest this money and just reduce the costs of my life, just reduce my expenses in general. And this is how I found out all about these ways of saving money, having little hacks, and how to actually implement these things into your life. The first tip that I wanted to talk about is I literally have no subscriptions. I have maybe only 2 subscriptions or 3 direct debit things that are set and that go automatic out of my account, but I don't have Netflix. I know, but I literally don't have time to watch Netflix, so it will be absolutely silly cost for me to have. I don't have Amazon Prime because I don't need that. If I need something like household good or anything like that, I'll just go to Wilko. Wilko is so much cheaper. So yeah, just don't spend your money on Amazon. Everything is available in stores. I don't watch Disney Plus. I don't have that. Pay for Apple Music. I don't pay for any Apple add-ons. And also the only thing that I have is Spotify, which I'm still using my student discount. I have my phone, which is £10 per month, and this is fixed cost. I'm using Voxy. I have the best contract conditions there. I pay £10. I have unlimited text, unlimited calls. I have 100 minutes in roaming. I have 15 gigs of mobile data. So I have this is the best deal that I could get. My gym is £25 per month, which is literally the cheapest gym. So yeah, this is in terms of subscriptions. I don't have any other direct debits which I've set up, and this is purely because first of all, I don't want to spend money on something that I'm not using, and second of all, it's just waste of time. When you watch Netflix, when you watch Disney Plus, it's literal waste of time. My second tip is eating out. Honestly, London is so expensive. If you want to go and have a meal out, it costs you a lot, at least 20 to 30 pounds. So I genuinely I don't even feel the urge of going out. I would go out if I'm, let's say, with a friend and we would order food and have food, but I wouldn't order Deliveroo. I wouldn't order Uber Eats or Domino's or something like that. This is for me, the default is eating at home, preparing my meals at home, because I know what ingredients I'm putting into them. It's much cheaper and it's better for you as well. It's better for your bank account, it's better for your body. So why would you not do it? Just push yourself, get into the habit of creating meals at home and just do it. It's so much, and it's fun, and you're developing these cooking skills. And yeah, so I would say that I do spend money sometimes when I'm if it's a special occasion, but it's only a novelty. It's not part of my everyday lifestyle. Let's talk about coffee and buying coffee outside. I'm so Graham Stephan in this area, but I genuinely I do not spend money on coffee out. I never do. Maybe last year I went to a coffee shop once. I spent, I don't know, it was £3.50 or £4 for a Starbucks. And never again. It's just not worth it. I always have coffee at home. Always, because every time I wake up I need to have coffee, so I always have coffee at home. When I'm in the office, we have free coffee on every single floor, but also down in the cafe we have a cafe on the ground floor. If you want to go, you can have your coffee in the cafe, barista style coffee. I never spend money on coffee. Speaking of food and working from home and going to the office sometimes, I always pack my lunch. It's super rare occasions where I would actually spend money to go out for lunch. So unless I'm having lunch with my colleagues and everybody is going to the restaurant, of course I would go as well and I'll buy a meal. But in general, the default for me is pack your lunch from home and in that way you're saving money. And again, it's better for you, it's better for your body, because you know what you've put inside that meal. And for me, I don't eat processed foods, so it's very important for me to know what I'm consuming. And the best way to do this is actually preparing your lunch at home. So when it comes to transportation, how I get from one place to another, I avoid using Ubers or taxis. I always use the public transport because it's so much cheaper compared to Uber and taxis. And yeah, sometimes it can get inconvenient, but I would always go for the public transport. I would only pay for Uber or taxis if I have to catch a flight and I need to go from my house to the bus station to get my National Express. And if you don't know what National Express is, basically a coach service which is so cheap, and it connects different areas of London to the biggest airports in the area, and it's so cheap. Like it's the best service ever. But because the bus stop is so far away from my house, I would have to take an Uber or a taxi from my house to the bus stop, because usually my flights are like early morning. Like I need to leave my house like 3 a.m, so I can't really take the public transport. I mean, I guess I can, but like it's not safe, so I would always opt for Uber. But this is the only time. Any other time I would just use the public transport, and it's so much, I would even say like it's more convenient. But especially in London, London is so well connected with every single area of the city, so you can be in central in no time, you can be in south, east, west, north, like whatever. It's so easy. The tube is everywhere. Like it's the best place. Like, and in relation to this, like you don't need a car in London. Like this is such an unnecessary expense. I'm saving money in that way by just using the public transport and utilizing this. And same thing goes for trains. If I have to take a train, I'll maybe use my rail card. If you don't know what a rail card is basically this card where you get discounts, so you get like 30% of your journey if you have the card, and the card costs like £30 for the whole year, so it's definitely worth it if you're traveling with trains a lot. About fashion and clothes and how I'm saving money when it comes to all of that. So I made a conscious decision a few months ago that I just decided to change my style and my wardrobe, and now I'm only buying things like mainly neutrals, so blacks and browns, like creams. Like these are my favorite colors, and I love wearing like monochromatic outfits. And for this reason, I no longer buy any trendy items. I no longer buy a fast fashion per se. I try to stay away from that. If I have to buy an item of clothing, it would be, I'll be willing to spend a bit more, but I would know that this is a high quality item which will stay in my wardrobe for years and years to come, and I'll get the price per wear out of it. So this is my thinking now when it comes to buying clothes. So I avoid shopping from fast fashion websites, and if I do, I would always opt for neutrals, but I would much prefer to spend slightly more, being slightly premium, but having this quality item. Let's talk about groceries, because earlier I said that I don't eat out as much, but what about groceries? So when it comes to groceries, I am so bad at this, and I really need to start managing this process better. But I try to go to the grocery store once every week and just do one bulk shop. But because I'm a bit far from the grocery shop now, ever since I moved to London, it's a bit more difficult for me to do only one. So I do maybe like 2 or 3 shops per week. It's like little things that I can carry on my own. So this is what I do. But I usually shop, the way that I'm saving money is I usually shop from Aldi or Lidl, and I always buy the cheapest alternative. So if there is like the essential range, and I'll definitely like if you're buying more into like the premium or branded stuff, like consider buying the essentials or non-branded products, because essentially it's the same product. Like the rice, that's a brand or non-brand, it's the same, it's even perhaps better quality, and all you're paying for the branded is the marketing. Everything is marketing. So if you just buy the non-branded, you'll save money. It's me, it literally tastes the same. When you cook the food, it tastes the same, like depending what it is, but like the essentials like pasta, rice, like beans, baked beans, like all of this stuff, there is no need to spend more on branded when you can get it for cheaper in Lidl or Aldi, or just get the non-branded version in the shop that you're usually buying your groceries from. When it comes to shopping online, I think that shopping online has its perks and disadvantages, because when you shop online, it's so easy to focus on the thing that you want, whereas if you go to a physical store, you go for one thing, but then you're like, oh, I actually want this and I want that, and maybe, oh, do I need this? And you start pondering, you start questioning, and whereas if you're online shopping, it's just one thing, just go and do it and buy, and that's it. So when you're buying online, I would say, first of all, I think that there's Karma. No, this is not sponsored, but use Karma or Honey. Both of these, they're like browser extensions, so you can save so much money, because it's like automatically generates different discount codes if there are any. And my second tip when it comes to online shopping is consider having your item delivered to store. So if your retailer has a physical store, usually the delivery to store is either free or it's much cheaper. And also, if the retailer doesn't have a physical store where you can click and collect from there, you can click and collect to a drop-off point. I know that, for example, when I'm purchasing things from Zara, the delivery to my house is around £3, but if I click and collect from a drop point, it's like 150 or something like that. So it's, you know, like little things like that are so easy to incorporate and to save some money. And it's just little things like that, but when you think about it, and when you think about it, it all adds up. So what about beauty treatments? So for me personally, I very rarely would go and have my nails done or have any beauty treatment. The only time when I would have these things done is if I have a special occasion, and it's, again, definitely a novelty. It's not something that I'll do on a daily basis, or it's not something that's part of my budget or my lifestyle. That doesn't mean that I don't like having my nails done. I definitely do, but I found out that I can do everything at home, so I don't spend money on beauty treatments. I would perhaps spend money when I go back home, because it's much cheaper there. The UK services in general are so expensive, so I would either do things at home or would consider buying these services when I'm back in my home country, because of the exchange rates and everything is so much cheaper. Finally, I wanted to quickly give you a little hack of how you can find out if there are any discounts and stuff like that. So I'm a member of this group, so I'll link this one here, Facebook groups where different people share any bargains that there are around the different shops, and you can find, like, this is either online or in store, and if you get lucky, like you can get such big bargains. I remember I bought my Dolce Gusto coffee machine for like, I think it was like around £30 with 8 boxes of coffee. I'll pop in the screen here, and it's such a good machine, and I paid nothing for it, basically, because I saw a post of someone saying that this machine can be bought on such a big discount from the Dolce Gusto website, and I just went and bought it. Some of the things that I am incorporating in my life that I've known for a long time, and that I've implemented in my lifestyle, which helps me save money. And yeah, I really hope that you found some value in this video. If so, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.